For Steven and Tyler, early on there were the turnover issues. You guys had 7 in the first half. What kind of ultimately led you guys to both settle in, and then Tyler, for you, kind of just find your way around the rim to score 18?
I mean, yeah, they're a physical team, and that's something they're one of the best defenses in the country. So that's kind of hard to replicate in the scout team and in practice. So I feel like it was kind of just getting our feet wet, getting used to the physicality that they were going to play with. And then once we found it and we settled in, it was great.
Jeff in the back.
For Steven and Tyler, what was the key to getting past losing that game at Iowa Saturday and trying to get back on the winning track, trying to do some things consistently tonight?
I think the big thing is just not dwelling on it. If you dwell on it, they're just going to keep stacking up, and I think we have a good group of guys that's really close and tight-knit, and that makes it easy to come back from losses like that. So we watched the film, we flushed it, and then we moved on to the next, which was Maryland, and got it done, and now we're on to the next.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like after a loss, like the urgency always goes up a little bit, and so I feel like on the defensive end tonight and in practice the last few days, we've picked it up a lot. We've been wanting to sit down. We've been wanting to be physical. We've been wanting to get string stops together, and so that's what ultimately got us in a position to win tonight. Definitely fouled too much at the end, but I feel like overall it was really good, both sides of the ball.
Nick up front.
For John and Tyler, Coach Gard mentioned Saturday maybe left a few points at the free throw line. Just how important was that tonight to kind of eke out a close win, and how does that give some confidence going forward from that as well?
I think it's just repetition. I feel like the guys who were getting there to the free throw line got extra reps this week, especially me. I think that's just repetition. That's what I say.
Yeah, I mean, just seeing the ball go in before practice, during practice, after practice, getting those extra shots up, and just seeing it go in.
Right in the back.
Specifically for Steven and Tyler, how important is it when you get into Big Ten play like this? Every possession matters. How important is it to win on the glass and to have that advantage in the rebound department?
Yeah, not giving them, especially offensively or defensively, not giving them any second chances. It's hard enough to guard a team for 30 seconds and no less 60 seconds. So you want to get that defensive rebound. And then offensive rebounds, you just got to really read it, be there at the right time and just consistently go. You're not going to get it every time, but when they do fall into your hands, you got to execute on those. So it's big time for sure.
Michael?
Tyler, they're a team that obviously creates a lot of points at the free throw line. How do you guys go about defending without fouling when that's sort of something that they hunt for?
I feel like other than the last 4 minutes, we did a pretty good job of playing clean but still being physical, and also having guys. I think we did a really good job of playing good team defense where we have guys in the gaps, guys helping, and not over-rotating too much. So that keeps us all on the same page. It keeps us from running around and giving up those open looks.
John. On the stage. Right in the back, fellas, on the stage.
After Saturday's game against Iowa, Coach Gard said he felt like Sunday and Monday in practice that, maybe you felt a little bit fresher, looked a little bit fresher after getting those game minutes. Now that you've gotten 2 games under your belt after coming back, I mean, how are you feeling? How do you feel like your play reflected that tonight?
I feel like I just played more hungry today than Saturday. Got after it defensively, which got me going in the game. Wasn't lackadaisical, and just took the most of my minutes that I was going to play today. I think I did a good job of that, and my teammates definitely helped me getting back from the injury, encouraging me and helping me go.
Jeff and then Jim.
Tyler, Max isn't in here right now, but I'm just curious. He was kind of quiet in the first half, but hit a huge three-pointer when you guys were scuffling on offense and was hit some important free throws. What did he give you guys tonight, especially in the second half?
Yeah, I mean, the thing with Clez is you're always going to get energy out of him. And so when he's on the court and he's really locked in and he's ready to go, he just brings a whole nother dynamic to our team. He's shutting down the guys, one of their best shooters always, every single night. And then when he gets feeling confident and sees a few baskets go in, then he's a whole other problem for the other team to worry about, and it just opens up the court for us.
Jim.
Tyler and Steven, the starters played some pretty big minutes tonight. This time of year, is that just kind of how it has to be? Like, I'm sure you guys don't mind. You want to be on the court as much as possible.
I mean, yeah, and I think in the last 7 games that we've in, that we've been in. We've been trying to find some stuff, whether that's injuries, whether that's guys not playing up to their potential or confidently. Just being able to ride us out and get the job done. I feel like that was a story tonight.
Go ahead.
John, midway through the second half, it felt like, the offense was stalling a little bit. There was a 3-minute stretch you guys didn't score. You come in, you immediately attack, you get a free throws. Did you kind of sense, the building needed some more energy, and kind of what led you for your aggression in the second half?
I just came off the bench. I see we were in a little scoring drought. Wasn't scoring, so I just came in, tried to be aggressive, try to create for others, and the lane kind of opened up, and I think we were at like 6 fouls or something like that. So we just keep attacking the rim, and we're gonna get fouls and go to the free throw line.
Tyler in the back here. For a guy that's obviously been through the grueling stretch of a season like this, you don't play a game again until next Tuesday night. How beneficial is that? What's different about this week with a longer layoff?
I mean, yeah, it's been a while since we've had more than 1 or 2 days off in a stretch, so this will be really nice for us. We got a few injuries, so it'll be good to get those guys recovering, hopefully get them back in the next week or two. And yeah, I mean, just a mental break is always good. Where we're going to go into practice, work on the things that we need to work on, not necessarily worry about who our next opponent is, but it'll be good to kind of tighten the screws on some things that we need to work on.
Go ahead in the back.
Tyler and Steve, you guys have seen a lot of young guys come through. How impressed have you guys been with John and just kind of his poise and consistency it seems like he brings every night?
I think the big thing with John is just his mindset. Like he was saying earlier, when we're struggling a little bit, not scoring, he's going to go attack and try to get to the free throw line. And that's pretty impressive for a freshman. He does all the little defensive things too. I think outside of Chucky, he's one of our best on-ball defenders. So as a freshman, he's doing great, and he's only going to get better.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. He's just a dog on the sides of the ball.
Okay. Any more questions for the players? Thanks, fellas.
Sweet. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good team. I don't think they're everything I watched on film and had seen them. Obviously, you don't play them until late in the year, so you don't have a live look. But I thought we did defensively. We were really pretty solid for the most part. We were able to get to the free throw line, which was big. And obviously down the stretch there when they're trying to trade threes for twos, a couple mistakes. We backed up on one of them on Scott's, and same side helped off Young's. But I thought gritty effort against a really physical, hard-nosed team. It's a typical Big Ten battle. Games I've watched of theirs have been just like that. They've been right there in every game. So happy for our guys. We had A.J. Dillon in, so I haven't had a chance really to talk to my staff even, figure out points per possession. But then I got Quadzilla to talk to the teams, which was good. That was fun. I'm not going to tackle him, though. He is a big man. Questions?
Greg, you mentioned defense, and I'm just curious, you think one of the keys to this game was you get 8 turnovers in your first 24 possessions, and then you cut it down after that. Was a key once eliminate those mistakes, take some things away from Maryland?
Yeah, I thought, defensively, I thought we were for the most part pretty good. And we, they put you in some, tough positions with the ball screen with Young and Reese, specifically on the open side. And I thought, for the most part, in the first half, I haven't, seen clips from the second half yet, but we did a pretty good job of loading to the ball and trying to, squeeze it as much as we can, because you've got to, pay attention and stay with Young, with the guard chasing, and your big's got to kind of play both. So I thought good job there. And like I said, Jameer Young, just watching him, if he's not the best guard in the league, and he's one of the best. He puts so much pressure on you all the time, at the rim, threes, transition, so explosive. So taking care of the ball was a big piece of what we needed to do, and we didn't put Steve specifically. We didn't help him out in terms of our spacing. We ran away from the double team instead of loading the sideline, and I think once they saw that on the iPad in one of the timeouts, we were better with it, not leaving him. Steve gets the turnover, but I mean he was all by himself over there a couple times, and once we got that figured out, I thought we were better.
Go ahead, right up front, Coach.
Greg, right here. John Blackwell took 8 free throws tonight. Just with his strength and his ability to get to the rim, how advantageous is that for you guys when he can play like a slasher and really put pressure on the defense?
Job he did defensively too, because obviously Chucky had Jameer a lot. John had him out of the bullpen. But this what tells me plus minuses are on the outside column of the box score. John Blackwell's -9. See, that's why I don't get into the plus minus, because John Blackwell was +9 for us in terms of what he did for us defensively, slashing, making free throws. And I know that's, plus who's on the floor with you and all those things, what happens. But that tells me right there that the plus minus, and I'm not going to believe that, because John Blackwell was huge for us tonight.
Kind of
Michael?
Oh, sorry.
More than even creating your own opportunities at the free throw line, I guess.
What's that?
More than even creating your own opportunities at the free throw line, I guess, like how important was, defending without fouling when, they're kind of hunting and trying to get to the line, that's sort of just how they establish their offense.
Yeah, I know they initiate contact. They come at you. They jump into you. They're physical coming downhill, specifically him. Reese is a handful in the post as well. I thought we, for the most part, we did what we needed to do, and then it's on the ref. What's he going to call? But much better in terms of, other than at least once in transition in the second half. I know we didn't get the ball stopped, and they were at the rim in transition, but we made it more difficult for teams to get there, and for the most part, we didn't pick up silly fouls. We got the one moving screen John had in the first half. Steve got one on a duck in where he probably held the guy off or pinned the guy for too long. But other than that, I didn't think we had too many, foolish fouls, and that's what we needed to eliminate.
Jeff?
Greg, back to Blackwell for a second. Does he have a knack for sensing when your offense is struggling and either cutting to the basket to get the ball and get fouled, or attacking the basket?
You talking about John?
Yeah, John.
Yeah,
I'm sorry,
yeah, he does. His IQ as a player, we find him all the time. We try to teach other guys some of those cuts, and he just comes by it naturally. I think his feel for the game, especially off the backside, the 45-degree angle cuts with the action going on over on this side, and he finds gaps. People turn their head on him. He back cuts them. He does things you can't teach. That's an innate feel. That's his dad or mom or whoever growing up. He just has he's a smart basketball player, and like I said, that's why we wanted him here, and obviously he's contributing a lot as a freshman.
In the back.
Yeah. Marcus Silver handled a bigger role tonight.
Mm-hmm.
What have you seen out of him lately that kind of sparked that change?
It just stays the course, knows his lane. He did get a little trigger happy, I thought, maybe, and had to remind him you're a stretch 4, not a slashing 3, when he put the ball on the floor. So, I thought he battled. He got 2 possessions for us, offensive rebounds. He's really smart. He picks things up quick. He's getting more physical. I thought he gave us the minutes that I was looking for, to spell Tyler a little bit. And, for the most part, I thought he did a pretty good job.
Go ahead.
Coach, early on it seemed like Max Klesmit got the assignment of Donta Scott. What were you looking for in that matchup, and how well did you think Max played? Scott only had 2 points in the first half, 1 of 5 shooting. Obviously, with the size difference, what were you kind of looking for?
Yeah, Dante has typically played the 4, and we've matched him with our 4s in the past. But this year, they're playing him more at the 3 with Geronimo playing the 4. So we felt that was the best matchup for us, to knowing that we had to have somebody physical on him because he was going to try to post. But at the same time, you got to have somebody mobile on him because he'll be involved in slide out ball screens and trying to, get loose for threes. So you have to have somebody that understands the timing of those. When do we have to switch the ball screens? When do we not? Those things. And I thought Max did a pretty good job. He tried to establish, Scott tried to establish the post early, one of the first possessions of the game, and Max got a foul on him. But Max wasn't going to, relent to post position, which was what we needed. You need to have somebody pretty physical on him. Jeff.
Greg, kind of a follow-up on the over. he's a guy who's had to wait his turn to get even some minimal minutes. And with the portal these days, guys can. Do you give him a little bit credit at least for
absolutely
hanging in?
Absolutely, because we had a discussion last spring. He loved the place, but he wanted to play, and I said, "Hey, you're trending in the right direction. Keep working. It's up to you." But he chose to. He wanted to stay, and he said, "I love everything about this place. I just got to get myself where I can play more." And he's trending in the right direction. It happens, everybody matures and develops at a different rate. There's not a cookie cutter approach to it. So I give him a huge amount of credit for staying with it. He's a great teammate. He whatever role there is, if he's on the scout team, he never misses a shot on the scout team. I bring him over, and then, but no, I like Marcus a lot. I really appreciate his commitment to our program, and he's going to help us the rest of this year and going forward.
Donnie.
You guys have a week until your next game. Apart from preparing for Indiana, are there any specific points of emphasis or things you're trying to improve in time off?
Yeah, there's always things we have to improve. You probably don't have the time for me to go through the list, but we'll take a day tomorrow off. But we're not going to unplug. Days will be different. Some will be heavier than others. We'll simulate a game, so it won't be we aren't going to sit around and lay on the couch and eat chips for a week. We'll be getting after it, and sometimes our practices are a little more heated than games are when we start. Put the clock on and start keeping score, and guys don't like to lose, so they'll get after each other, and we'll make sure we try to continue to stay in sync now that we're hopefully playing a little better.
Let's go 2 more questions, Michael and Jim.
Obviously, the most damaging turnovers are the ones that they could take back in transition. I guess even with the turnovers at the beginning, do you feel like you limited the live ball turnovers, to an extent today?
To an extent. Two of them are offensive fouls, so that you go from 12 to 10. So those are dead balls. I had to look through. I know the ones that stick out are the ones that we threw away out of the post trap. But I'll go through and evaluate, those. I know Steve, I think, had 3 off the post trap, 2 or 3 for sure. But yeah, you want to eliminate live ball turnovers. I said it all the time. I'd rather have you throw it into the band than hand it to them. At least we can get back and get set. I don't like either one of them, but if I have a choice, throw it to the tuba player. Then we can get back and get our feet dug in a little bit, heels dug in.
Jim, go ahead.
You were talking on Monday about how when your starters are together, that generally is good things, and foul trouble has been kind of a problem. Tonight, they stayed out of foul trouble. You played them heavy minutes. Mm-hmm. How much that is you don't have a game for a week, or how much did you get to the point of the season where you don't worry about minutes?
Mid-February, you try to get things done. And Chucky's in great condition. He said, "I'm not tired. I'm good," and he takes great care of his body. But yeah, the week off. But still, you're about the here and now. Like, this is who cares what's going to happen if we played tomorrow? Today's the most important day, and so I think that entered my mind a little bit, but we had to do what we had to do to take care of business.
Okay.
All good.
Thank you, Coach.
Right. Thank you.